Every year, nearly 15 million people around the world suffer a stroke. For many, it comes without warning, and the results can be life-changing or even deadly. But what if the foods you eat every day are silently increasing your risk? Many common meals and snacks, even those that seem harmless, may be working against your heart and brain health. If you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or a family history of stroke, this is especially important. So, let's uncover 12 everyday foods you might want to avoid if you're at risk of stroke. Not all unhealthy foods are dangerous in the same way. When it comes to stroke risk, most harmful foods affect the body through three main pathways. First, they can raise your blood pressure, and high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for stroke. Second, some foods cause inflammation or lead to plaque buildup in your arteries, which can block blood flow to the brain. And third, others can disrupt how your body handles blood sugar and fats, increasing your chances of diabetes and cholesterol problems. These three effects often work together, and that's what makes them so harmful. Number 1. High-sodium foods. The first group to watch out for is high-sodium foods. This includes instant noodles, packaged snacks, canned soups, and many frozen meals. These products often contain more salt than you realize, sometimes more than an entire day's limit in just one serving. Too much sodium increases blood pressure by causing the body to hold on to extra water, putting strain on your heart and blood vessels. Over time, this can lead to a higher risk of stroke. If you're trying to cut back, look for low-sodium versions. Rinse canned foods before eating, and use herbs or spices instead of salt when cooking. Number 2. Processed meats. Next on the list are processed meats, like sausages, bacon, ham, and deli slices. These foods are usually high in sodium, which raises blood pressure, and also contain preservatives called nitrates. Nitrates and nitrites can trigger inflammation in the blood vessels and may damage the lining of your arteries over time. This makes it easier for plaque to build up and block blood flow to the brain. If you eat meat, choose fresh cuts without added salt or preservatives. And try to limit how often you eat processed meats. Even small changes can help protect your heart and brain. Number 3. Fried and greasy foods. Fried foods may taste good, but they're one of the worst choices if you're at risk of stroke. Deep-fried chicken, French fries, and battered snacks are often loaded with unhealthy fats. These fats can raise your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, which sticks to artery walls and forms dangerous plaque. Over time, this buildup can narrow the blood vessels and block oxygen from reaching the brain. Instead of frying, try baking, grilling, or air frying your meals. And when you do use oil, go for healthier options like olive oil or avocado oil in small amounts. Number 4. Sugary drinks. Sugary drinks like soda, sweetened tea, fruit-flavored drinks, and bubble tea may seem refreshing, but they can seriously harm your health. These drinks are packed with added sugars that cause your blood sugar to spike and crash. Over time, this increases your risk of weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and chronic inflammation, all of which are linked to a higher chance of stroke. Liquid sugar is especially dangerous because it gets absorbed quickly, putting stress on your body. Try switching to water, unsweetened tea, or fruit-infused water. Even cutting back slowly can make a big difference for your heart and brain. Number 5. Packaged sweets and desserts. Packaged sweets like cookies, candies, pastries, and ice cream may be comforting, but they're loaded with refined sugar. Refined sugar quickly raises your blood sugar levels, followed by a sharp drop, creating stress for your body. This constant up and down cycle promotes inflammation and oxidative stress, which can damage blood vessels over time. These effects are especially risky for people with diabetes, high blood pressure, or a history of stroke. If you have a sweet tooth, try healthier options like fruit, dark chocolate in moderation, or yogurt with no added sugar. Making small swaps can help protect your brain and circulation. Number 6. Fast food. Fast food is convenient, but it often combines two major health threats: unhealthy fats and high sodium. Items like burgers, fried chicken, and cheesy sandwiches are usually loaded with saturated fat and trans fat, which raise your bad cholesterol and clog your arteries. At the same time, fast food tends to be packed with salt, which increases blood pressure. This double impact makes fast food especially risky for stroke. If you're on the go, look for grilled options, ask for less sauce, or skip the fries. Even small changes in your order can lower the risk to your brain and heart. Number 7. Excessive alcohol. Drinking too much alcohol can quietly increase your risk of stroke. While moderate drinking might be safe for some people, Regular heavy drinking raises blood pressure, one of the biggest stroke risk factors. Alcohol also disrupts your body's ability to regulate blood sugar and can trigger irregular heart rhythms, both of which add more strain on your brain and heart. Over time, these effects can damage blood vessels and increase clot formation. If you drink, try to limit it to 1 drink a day for women and 2 for men. Less alcohol means lower pressure and better protection for your brain. Number 8. Too much red meat. Eating red meat occasionally is not a problem, but consuming it too often can raise your risk of stroke. Beef, pork, and lamb are high in saturated fat, which can increase your LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries. Red meat is also linked to inflammation in the body, especially when grilled or processed at high temperatures. Together, these effects raise your risk of heart disease and stroke over time. You don't have to cut it out completely, just limit portions and frequency. Try switching to leaner protein sources like fish, tofu, legumes, or skinless poultry more often. Number 9. Margarine and trans fat. Margarine and other foods that contain trans fat are especially harmful for your heart and brain. Trans fat increases your bad cholesterol, LDL, and lowers your good cholesterol, HDL, making it easier for plaque to form in your arteries. It also damages the inner lining of blood vessels, which leads to inflammation and hardening of the arteries, a key factor in stroke risk. Many baked goods, fried foods, and processed snacks still contain small amounts of trans fat. Check food labels for partially hydrogenated oil, and avoid it whenever possible. Choose healthy fats instead, like olive oil, avocado, or nuts in moderation. Number 10. High-dose coffee and energy drinks. Drinking coffee in moderation is generally safe, but consuming large amounts, especially in a short time, can be risky. High doses of caffeine from strong coffee or energy drinks can cause a temporary spike in blood pressure. This sudden rise puts stress on your blood vessels and may trigger headaches, heart palpitations, or even a stroke in people with underlying conditions. Energy drinks are especially concerning because they often contain added stimulants beyond caffeine. If you're sensitive to caffeine or have high blood pressure, it's best to limit intake. Try switching to decaf, herbal tea, or just spacing out your caffeine during the day. Number 11. Salty packaged snacks. Crunchy packaged snacks like chips, crackers, and flavored crisps are often loaded with salt and preservatives. Just a few handfuls can add up to more sodium than your body needs for the entire day. Too much sodium causes the body to retain water, which raises blood pressure, a major risk factor for stroke. Some snacks also contain additives that may affect blood vessel health over time. If you enjoy snacking, try roasted nuts without added salt, air-popped popcorn, or sliced vegetables with hummus. Making smarter snack choices can help reduce pressure on your heart, brain, and arteries. Number 12. Ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods like instant noodles, frozen meals, packaged pastries, and flavored snacks are a harmful mix of salt, sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives. These foods are designed to taste good and last long on shelves, but they often lack real nutrition. Regularly eating them can raise blood pressure, increase inflammation, and worsen cholesterol and blood sugar levels, all of which raise your stroke risk. It's not just one ingredient, it's the combination that makes them dangerous. Whenever possible, choose fresh or minimally processed foods with fewer ingredients. The fewer artificial additives, the better it is for your heart and brain. Let's quickly review the 3 main groups of stroke risk foods we've just covered. First, too much salt. It raises blood pressure and puts constant stress on your arteries. Second, unhealthy fats, especially trans fat and too much saturated fat. They clog your blood vessels and lead to plaque buildup. And third, sugar and heavily processed foods. These spike blood sugar, increase inflammation, and raise your chances of stroke over time. If remembering 12 foods feels like a lot, just focus on these 3 danger zones. Cutting back in these areas can make a big difference for your heart and brain. You don't need a perfect diet, just a few smart swaps can go a long way. Rinse canned foods to remove extra sodium. Use healthy oils like olive oil instead of butter or margarine. Start your day with oats, fruit, or whole grain toast instead of sugary pastries. Replace soda with water, herbal tea, or fruit-infused water. And for snacks, try fresh fruit, plain yogurt, or a handful of unsalted nuts. These small, practical changes can lower your blood pressure, improve circulation, and support brain health. Little by little, each choice adds up to better protection against stroke. Every food you choose to avoid is one step closer to protecting your brain and heart. You don't have to change everything overnight. Small choices, made consistently, can lower your stroke risk over time. Now that you know what to look out for, take action in your own kitchen, grocery list, and daily habits. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe, because in our next video, we'll show you simple, stroke-friendly foods to add to your plate starting today.